Hey, everybody, it's Rebecca and Din, and we are going to talk about how our firm began. We've never done this on video before, so this is hopefully going to be a little bit funny as well. So Din and I met in 2005 at a firm and then became friends, both left the firm at different times, and then she came to me and said, "Hey, Rebecca, I think we should start a firm together." And I think my literal words were, "You're on crack." And then
Offensive. I think at the time was I a legal aid attorney at that point? I don't remember. Oh, I think I was looking for a job at that time. Mm-hmm.
and then so nothing happened, and we were doing our.
That's when I accepted the position in Compton. Mm-hmm.
And then later on, like fast forward, what, a year or two?
Yes. Mm-hmm. About 2 years. And well, was this after? This is after Heidi and my dad died, right? Yeah. Okay.
So then I came back and I said, "All right, I think I'm ready." And then you said,
"Did I say the same thing?" I think I would. Okay, so I at this point I was 2 years into the present job that I was working, and I had a salary and I had healthcare and I had loan forgiveness, and so I thought, yeah, I'm not giving up this gig.
And then something happened, and I think we just said, "Let's just go and talk. Let's just go out to dinner and let's talk." And so we print out a list of all of the areas of law that one could practice, because we just, hey, we can do whatever we want now. So I remember going through that list in the restaurant at dinner and just crossing out all the things that were absolutely never going to happen for us.
I remember how excited you were about family law, and I didn't think you understood what that entailed, and so I was just like, no way am I doing family law. So and I think that we had both experienced loss in our lives, and your mother-in-law, and me, my dad, and so I think that in talking about what was important to us and talking about what our goals were, and we going through this list very methodically, because that's the Rebecca Goldfarbluu way.
And the Din way. And the Dinloo way.
Okay, but not as much as you. I don't know. Did you have like a ruler? Were you like, crossing things out? No, probably not, because you normally draw very straight lines. But I think that in kind of where we were at that time and what we had just experienced in our loss, we knew how crazy and scary and screwed up and the system was. And I think that you had been taking care of so many family members. I was coming out of working as a legal aid attorney, and it just, I think it just kind of made sense.
I remember we had some things where we really talked through a lot of details, and we thought, what is it that could be, how could we establish long-term relationships where it wasn't just like a one-time transaction? And when we think about all the areas of law, other than divorce law, which might repeat itself with prenups and whatever, and future divorces, there are very few areas of law where you have a long relationship, and even fewer where you get to know your clients and their families pretty intimately. We decided at the time, and I know we both feel this way to this day, that that would feed our souls, that we could really, really help families and get to know them and have relationships and do our best to avoid court. For all of you who don't know, I refused from day one to ever go to court. And Din was happy to do that. So that was sort of our deal at the beginning.
I only threw up the first 10 times. So.
So that was back in 2008. And honestly, at that time, we had not practiced estate planning or wills and trusts. I didn't take it in law school because I was going to do environmental and animal law.
Right. No, I had taken it in law school and I really enjoyed it, and I did actually really well. And I thought I was good at it, but estate planning is, I don't think we realized how complex it was. No. And do you remember that first time we went to Boston? It was
so we decided, because we didn't know anything, that we were going to have to learn from the ground up.
Right.
Here, taking lots of classes and see. And the first one, we went to Boston, and we just got there.
we showed up, and we were so clueless. And it was a basics course too.
Well, they said it was a basics course, but even to this day, I don't think it was truly, truly basic.
I don't know. I think if I were sitting in there with the same curriculum, I would probably be surfing the web and playing puzzles. But it was very, very challenging. And I think that I don't think we realized how it was the intersection of so many different practice areas, right? You have to know family law, you have to know corporate law, you have to know probate law, and tax law, right? And so it was, you kind of have to know enough that makes you dangerous in any particular field. And so having all the different areas just, intersect in estate planning. I think a lot of people think, oh, I can help someone write a will, without realizing that it actually is quite complex.
And there are a lot of different documents and how they all work together.
But it's not just the documents. It's, I think, what's complex is how do you come up, you customize a solution for people, right? And so there's so many factors that are involved. And I think that family dynamic is probably one of the things that you and I really are focused on, right? Because this is, your family is who who executes the documents. And so far too often,
impact the most.
Right.
Us, the reality of how these documents work, is critical. And I think far too often, and I think about this so much, far too often, these documents are just cookie cutter, fill in the blanks, and they're tailored to these family dynamics, which are
right. And I think my thinking about estate planning has shifted. Do you remember at the very beginning when we were just meeting with everyone, and we met with Dan Spurgeon, one of the people we love much. I just thought about it in terms of document production, and how far we are.
Absolutely.
So far from that. And so, and
I remember back then we had sort of talked about the idea of doing elder law, but needed to get estate planning, under our belt first, because elder law, since I've cared for so many old people in my life, elder law is sort of the natural transition from estate planning. If we live long enough, we're going to get to the elder law part. So yeah, I know for me, all these years later, it still feeds my soul, and I feel like we were put here to do this for our clients.
Right. And we have a team now, which is very different than when you and I started. Do you remember the first consultation we went to when we were holding hands under the table?
We used to do all of our consults, our first client meetings together. And we
Yeah.
like late
We were so nervous.
and we had our code word and oh
Mm.
my God, that was so long ago. And now we never sit in meetings together.
And it's like we understand the issues
Yeah.
because we've heard so many variations of those issues. And so we have a lot of experience and we have good staff members who have supported our growth. And so, they've been wonderful.
Our team is great and I'm so grateful for them. And I look forward to COVID being over so that we can all
Oh,
see each other again.
can't wait. I can't wait.
But we would not be here today without this great group of people who are all so committed to helping each of our clients and supporting each other. And this is truly our second little family here. And I wouldn't have it any other way.
Right. And I know this sounds really corny, but our clients have really also just been really great. And was it Goldfarbluu client family, you call them? We have a lot of people we absolutely just treasure. And you and I have had our losses. Very recent one hit really close to home. And so it's been a pleasure being your law partner.
I love you too. And I miss seeing you. This is like more time that we spend on the,
in our
video.
time.
Other. Well, good.
Well,
all right. That is the
story of Becca and Dinh.
All right. Take care. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.